Okay, so just tell me about
You got a new camera?
borrowed one. Okay, I might just over there by Kim to get back far enough. But so we're gonna make. What are we making?
We're making Kringla, a favorite cookie of every grandchild.
Okay, and what do you got laying out there? Got a bunch of ingredients.
Yes.
Walk those ingredients. Those.
I'm pretty much ready to go. The first thing you do is...
I mean, what are all those things? Just point at them on the mound of stuff.
This is my mixer, flour, baking soda, baking powder, salt, vanilla, cultured buttermilk, and a frozen thing of butter.
Where's that at?
And it's probably ready to go now. It's soft enough to hook up. Yeah.
Okay, so is that real butter or imitation? Or
That's
excuse me,
real
vanilla?
butter. Yeah.
Real vanilla or imitation?
That's real vanilla and real butter.
My friend at work who bakes he goes to a website, something called Kitchen, I don't know what it was called, Kitchen Innovations, and some guy did a study on real versus imitation vanilla, and almost everybody picked imitation vanilla flavored foods.
And it's better?
Well, he was surprised.
It says it's pure. I also have...
because that's all they've brought up where they didn't use real then.
Well, actually, they couldn't tell the difference.
No,
That
I
either.
don't think so
It's-
either.
Okay, so that's just a little bit of trivia. So let's, and it could be.
We like trivia.
So let's. We're gonna make Kringla.
Are you ready?
We got some ingredients.
Yes.
So talk to me about it. What do we do?
Well, the first thing you do is cream your butter and sugar. And then Grandpa's gonna get me 1 egg out of the refrigerator. First thing I'm gonna get is ready. And this is my KitchenAid mixer.
Every good cook should have one of those.
Oh, I think so. I haven't cooked in this house, so this is our new house. And I haven't cooked here. So no cookies have been made in this house from me.
Oven might not even work.
That might be. I might not be able to make them. So this is, we wrapped it around because when we moved, the cord was, so I get it all out here.
Yeah.
There we go.
This is a good test of a lot of things. It's a good test of the GFI over there.
Yeah. That's a new one, I think, Grandpa.
Here's your egg.
Got my egg? Good. Ooh, nice and cold. So the first thing we do is cream the butter and the sugar. So I need 1 stick of butter and 1 cup of sugar first. Don't put it in. And 1 cup of sugar. So I need to get rid of this because I need my cup. And that's 3 cups of flour.
And it is July 18th, 2015.
It is.
It's hot outside.
I haven't kept track of it.
85 outside or so. We're in Iowa Falls.
And it's cool in here. So that's okay.
What did you pour in?
1 cup of sugar. And then you cream it.
And you had 1 cup of sugar and the butter is in there.
And
A stick of butter.
Of butter.
A cup of butter.
Yes.
1 stick or 2
2 sticks?
No. It's a half a cup of butter. And I gotta have my spatula because. So then after you get that pretty well mixed together, then you put this egg in.
That's good.
Yeah.
Are they about done?
It tastes good too. I do a better job just licking this thing. 1 egg. I don't do it like some of the good cooks do. But it's there. Then you do the egg. And then the vanilla, okay?
1 egg?
1 egg.
And how much vanilla?
And 1/2 teaspoon.
Where'd this recipe come from? Anybody?
Actually, I have 3 recipes, and this is my own. Sometimes I cheat. And this is, I had 3 recipes.
I mean, you go to the bakery and just buy them, or how do you cheat?
If I don't have, like today when I was making them, I didn't have any buttermilk, which is usually in it. But if I don't have buttermilk at home and I don't want to go to the store, I use sour cream. And if I don't have sour cream or buttermilk, I use, let's see, whipping cream and put a little vinegar in it, which makes it sour, but makes it, and also if I don't throw any half and half away, even if it gets clobbered and not good, because that makes good cookies. So those are my, so I never do it the same way very often.
Just depends on what you have.
It depends on what I have and whether I feel like going and shopping for it, I guess. So I should have a plate right here so I don't get stuff all over. Usually when my mother's here, I helped her. She had everything. Okay, the next step is, got everything in there. All the ingredients, there's 3 cups of flour. And you're supposed to sift it, which I have done. And then you put a teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of baking powder.
So you said 3 cups of sifted flour?
Mm-hmm.
And 2 of them are sifted already?
Yes. And
Do you measure it before or after you sift it?
I measure it before. Doesn't seem to matter.
Okay.
So this is a teaspoon of baking soda. And I have the baking powder in it. I cheated.
The baking powder's already been whatever sifted or
Yeah, yes.
poured in?
It was in that, sifted. So I'm sifting the rest of it. Typically, I don't like to do this because I should have sifted it in a bowl so I could handle it. So then we're ready to go. I think we have all of our ingredients. I have butter. I have a pinch of salt. I never know what a pinch of salt is, so
So we're making Kringla today,
yes.
everybody.
And we've done everything. 3 cups of flour, baking powder, baking soda, and the next thing is, after we put the flour in, is to get the soda. I mean the buttermilk. So that's the last. And this is my regular recipe, and this is the one that gives the instructions because I always lose them, which that's the way. So you add the little bit of the buttermilk, and then you add a little bit of the flour.
You throw the rest away then?
No, you use all 3 cups, but you don't put it all in together.
I see.
See if you can open that. I got it. Right away. So I add a little bit of buttermilk, and then whip it. And then I start adding. I let it go around a little bit. Add a little bit. I'm sure everybody's got a little bit easier ways than this in my new kitchen. It gets real doughy, and that's why after you mix it up, usually I put it in the refrigerator because it's easier to handle when it's a little cold. I don't know who makes it. I think Emma, one of the recipes, granddaughter Emma, loves Kringla. And so does her mom and dad, and nearly all the rest of the grandchildren. They all like it. Mark and Kim, and usually it's a thing that I would take to their house. And, looking good. I usually reread my recipe because I don't have it memorized. My mother could bake by pinches, and I never learned that task. So butter, milk, flours, and
Getting hungry?
right in the refrigerator. Hold on.
They done yet?
Is it done? Well, this is what it looks like, and this is one of the reasons you put it in the refrigerator. So if I bring it up, you can kind of see that's. It will be sticky and gooey on your fingers. So it could be anyway, but you get out the mixing board and put a little bit of flour on it, and then put about a third of this on the flour board, and then you have to roll them out. And then my final thing that used to, when my mom made them, we used to have to take a good tablespoon of the dough, and we had to roll them out like a pencil. And then you'd cut whatever size you want, and then you twist it into the what a Kringla looks like. But one day we were shopping, and in the antique store, I met an older gentleman, about my age, and he was shopping for a cookie. This is not a cookie, this is a donut. That's how my mom used to make donuts. And that's what he used. He rolled it all out, used this, and you could pick it up and turn it, and they all come out about the same. So I've kept on with that habit because I really do enjoy making them, but twisting them and rolling them out was a pain. So now we're going to put them in and they're not bad if you want to lick them up, and I like to do that. And that's it. Ready to bake. When it gets in the refrigerator just a little while, we set the oven to 350, and I'll roll them out.
How long are we going to leave them in the fridge?
Just so they cool a little bit. We're going to try 20 minutes.
Okay.
And just put the bowl in without covering it. I suppose you're wanting one.
Sure.
Okay. We'll do that. So, off we go with that. I can tell they're going to taste good. Did they do any other testing at that, when that girl went to the program about cookies and the vanilla? I wondered about the butter, because I always use real butter because it seems like it's better than margarine. So I use, that's what I use.
I'll have to ask him what that website was so you can go to it.
Yeah. Like I say, they come out different all the time because I cheat with my recipes, but I'll leave them about like that. You're supposed to cover them with a little. So they don't get the smell of the refrigerator that way. Whoops, there. Away we go. Bon appetit, as my mother would say, but they're not quite cooked yet.
Okay. We'll come back in 20 minutes and we'll see how it looks.
So this is the end of the Kringla making, and they've been in the refrigerator for enough time to cool, and it's easier to roll them out when they're cool, and they stick to your hands. So I don't know how long it takes for that stove to get up. You want your stove at 350. And I think with my recipe, normally it takes about 11 minutes once I get it in the oven, because you don't want to get them too brown. And I'm not going to take just a small amount here so we can down the road. Like a big dumpling. And work it in just a little bit, because you don't want it to stick into your board. And then you want to roll them out in 1/4 of an inch. I usually like them a little bit more than that. And my new invention, which is the donut holder. This is an antique. You can find them at antique stores. It's hard to find anywhere else. And then all you do, you got your circle, and you just twist it. And there's your Kringla.
Cookie sheet is
Yeah, he just
ungreased.
Yes, it's ungreased. But the first
Here, Kim.
one or
I
two
can see.
Kringla is dough. You got to get the feel of the texture, and comes off easier if you got a little under there. So, and usually I use one or two. I'm not sure. I like one better than the other, but I don't know if I like them this big, but we're just going to get a small amount today. I didn't stick it the first time in my flour, so here we go. And out comes the dough, and I mix those back in. But now here, back in the old days, that Kringla would look like that, and I would go like that. And that's a nuisance to me. So that's why I like the other ones better. Usually this doesn't come out, but this is an old one. I'm hoping I could find one in a store, that donut holder, but I haven't seen one. And then you just roll it over. And they're a little soft, so they should have been in the refrigerator a little bit longer, but for the donut holes, I just roll once and then they'll make another couple, and so there's not really any waste going to them. That one I did too quick. It's not gonna look good, but it'll taste good. Now if you roll up, they're a little soft, so you feel by the touch. And the second ones will probably be better because I'm going to have to put a little bit more flour in them to get going the first time. So, but basically you don't really want to handle it a lot if you can get by with it. It's like making pie dough. Make sure I got that on good. I have 3 of these. I have one that's green. Couldn't find it. It's in a box somewhere. Because we just moved. Okay. There now. See, I got my dough a little bit better. So it came out a little bit nicer. When you get them floured right, they'll all look like that. So your second bunch will always be better, and the rest of them kind of go too. In between, sometimes I go ahead and put that dough back in the refrigerator to keep it cold. How's the stove coming?
It says 310.
Oh, okay, we'll do that right. That's not going to be the best one either. But it turned out good. There they are.
You look good.
3 pretty good ones and a few bad looking ones. But they get better with the second batch with a little bit more flour in that dough.
Okay.
So,
We're excited to try them.
well, we
It's
gotta
at
get it-
3:30.
Yeah, it's 3:30. We got to get that up to 350. And depends on your stove, I guess. Most recipes will say more than that, but when I do mine, it seems like 11 minutes is plenty. And
Okay.
you don't want to get them brown.
Okay.
You made them have it. Yeah. You want my recipe? Well, and most of the time mine look like those first. I don't know why the first two. Now it's at 350. Usually, if I'm not in a hurry, I put this pan full. It would be full most generally. And watch it because I time them so I don't go in the other room and burn them like I do sometimes. Forget that I'm baking them. And so we have a new kitchen and haven't learned how to set the timer on that stove, so maybe Mark's gonna have to
How long do you want it?
Hmm?
How long do you want them?
Well, I suppose we're back down to 10 now. And press that again.
All right, we'll come back in 10 minutes and see what happens.
Which drawer did we put it in? There we go. Now the thing you don't want to do is leave them in so they are starting to get dark. Now I would say these could use just a little bit more. And you can see they're not really brown but the bottom. So we'll leave them in a few more minutes.
I think they've been on about 10 minutes because that was your clock on
Yeah.
your stove said 6:11 when you put them in.
It
Now it
is.
says 6:21.
Yeah,
So they've been going 10 minutes.
show us, yeah, it's about 10, I got 13 seconds left. Did you figure it out?
I was
which I didn't get out for these because I thought you kids would eat them. Stove isn't like my nice one where I could pull it out real easy. So, better check on it. So I usually have a cookie thing that you put on, but I'm not gonna do one right now. I'm gonna get a paper towel, and you can use that too. Since we're only gonna have a half a dozen cookies here.
We'll eat them.
You'll eat them right away. And it took me forever to learn how to cancel this stove too. I'm gonna attempt to cancel. Okay. Now you can see they're just a little bit starting to get brown. I like them soft. If you wanted them cooked a little more than that, you could. When you let them cool, looks about right. Looking good.
Yes, they do.
I'd have to eat that one, and because I wouldn't be able to give that to anybody.
I would have to eat all of them.
The mistakes and the, there's a perfect one. And here's another perfect one. Now you can see by the bottoms, when they cool a little bit, they'll be better, but you can see it's a little bit brown. I don't like them very brown, but. And then you put butter on them and you eat them.
You gonna try that one? See how it tastes?
Tastes good.
And you might say something like bon appetit.
Bon appetit. I finally got it done. Thank you.
You gonna share?
Well, yeah. That was good. They could take their whole full one, but they're better when they're. You could probably cook a little bit longer.
No, so they're good.
Lick your finger. There you go.
And they're good with butter on them,
Yeah. The
but they're
bottoms
good
are-
anyway.
Usually they start to, the bottoms are light brown, but you can tell if you're done in the oven when it just starts to get a little bit brown on the edges that you can see. You don't want them to cook any further than that, or you have rough taste, they don't taste as good. So, put a slab of butter on them and bon appetit.
Very nice. Thank you.